We welcome you into Week 12 of the Ken Sparks Show. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman Head football coach Ken Sparks, as the Eagles pick up a first-round playoff victory over the Newberry Wolves. The Eagles victorious 37-27. Ken, arguably your most complete victory of the season. The defense gets some crucial stops, and the offense rolls up nearly 500 yards of total offense. What's it like to do that twice to the same team just 2 weeks removed?
Well, it's not easy. You get thinking about all the beating the same team in 2 weeks in the national playoffs that you just played in the regular season. They, of course, were dead set on not letting the same things happen that happened the last time, and they did a good job with it. And but I thought, like you said, I thought our defense played by far their best game of the year, and which is great timing for us to get in the playoffs and maybe have settled in to play a little better defense. And offensively, we were spotty at times. Didn't throw the ball as well. We were off target a few times, but still threw for over 200 yards and rushed for 340 something, and so it was a good balance, good execution. Our kids were very, very determined. Gave up 2 kick returns, which is unheard of for us, but gotta give them some credit. They blocked it, and Mr. Washington, I call him Mr. Washington now because when he caught it, we couldn't catch him. So they did a great job, and give Newberry credit. They came in and played their hearts out, and it was a good college football game to watch. I thought a lot of highlights, a lot of good things that made it interesting.
How has the process been, taking steps been to get your team to that point to have their most balanced game of the year?
Well, I thought we got some guys that's played a lot, and and the more they come together, the better we're going to be as far as moving along the path of being a better and better football team. And there's never been any intention on any other part not to play together, but we have not been as disciplined in spots. At times we'd have 10 people getting it done and one not, and that one, of course, is going to be the one that always has the breakdown. So
There must be some honey today.
Well, I'm an artist. I'm drawing flies, right? We're grateful to be where we are.
We'll take a look at the first half highlights when we return after this, hopefully with fly swatters on the Ken Sparks Show. Back on the Ken Sparks Show as Carson-Newman picks up a 37-27 first-round playoff victory over the Newberry Wolves. The Eagles earn a spot in the second round in a rematch with the number 1 seed Lenore-Rhine Saturday at noon in Hickory, North Carolina. Ken, your Eagles against the Wolves take a 24-14 first half lead, but you scored 21 unanswered to start the game. Just how crucial was that strong of a start for a second week in a row against the Wolves?
Well, I think me and the coaching staff were talking that we thought the first 5 minutes of this ball game was going to be critical because of the fact that we jumped out the last ball game to 28-0, and in the first quarter, and felt like that if there's anything that Newberry didn't want to have happen is for us to jump out to lead the first quarter again, because they would have to be a little bit of a letdown mentally if that happened, and and they would get pretty happy if it didn't happen, and so we were very, very pleased to jump out to 21-0, and but it didn't last very long. No. It was 21-0, then it was a kickoff return for 6, and then it's 21-7, and then we mess around the next possession, and then they throw a 60-yard post pattern, and now it's 21-14. And thank goodness we had enough time to go down and at least kick a field goal to kind of stabilize things a little bit again. But those 2 big plays the first half, and we didn't give up a whole lot besides that. And But yet it was a 10-point game at halftime. But still, you know, what we talked about at halftime, hey, when this thing started, it was nothing. And now we got a 10-point lead, so let's go. You know, we're 10 points better than we were when we started.
In the way that Newberry scored, it felt a little like the shorter game. I mean, aside from one sustained drive in the second half, this is a 31 or 37-6 ball game if you take away all of their big plays.
Yeah, and but those big plays were on our defense. You know, this time, you know, they had one big play, and then they made, you know, 2 or 3. They converted 2 or 3 third downs with a scrambling quarterback. Once it was about 3rd and 18, and they converted, and then it was 3rd and something 20. You know, when he scored their other touchdown. So they only scored twice against our defense, which again, they're a good football team. Newberry is a good football team, and got a lot of weapons. And so, you know, we certainly give them credit for who they are. And at the same time, very excited about the improvement that we made defensively to hold a team like that to 2 touchdowns against our defense. I think it's exceptional.
We take a look at the first half highlights as Carson-Newman leads the Wolves at the break, 24-14. Thomas sends a man in motion, Ward. Now Thomas takes the snap, fires to Isom, streaking complete at the 30 in the boundary. Isom rolls inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line where he's stopped from behind by Nate Sachali. A 22-yard gain for Carson-Newman. Taylor McDonald made the touchdown-saving tackle. Here's 2nd and goal from the 1. Eagles already on top of the football. Thomas takes the snap. He'll sneak it in. Left side. Got it. Touchdown. Carson-Newman. The Eagles have the opening score. 8:29 left in the first quarter. 6-0. CN has the lead. Now an H-back McDonald to the left of the formation. Murden takes the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff to Doctor, and Murden cut down in the backfield by Jamar Neal back at the 21, a loss of 4.
Instead of 15-yard run on 4th down, it's almost unheard of, but Carson-Newman dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
1st and 10 from the Wolves, 35 for the Eagles. Thomas under center, split backs, looking to throw. Heads
Touchdown.
down the right boundary. Ward has it at the 10. Ward streaks to the end zone. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. You could call it when he was 20 yards away from the end zone. Eagles get 6 from 35 away. Ward's first receiving touchdown of his career, and it's a 13-0 contest for CN with 4:34 left in the first quarter. 3rd and goal from the 1. Eagles set. Thomas takes the snap. He'll sneak it left side. Thomas burrows in. Touchdown. Carson-Newman. From a yard away, DeAndre Thomas puts the Eagles up 20-0 with his 18th touchdown of the season. Austin Lewis sends the snap back. Duncan puts the kick up. Duncan sends it through. 24-14. Kurt Duncan, with his 15th field goal of the season, has a school record for most field goals in a single season. 24-14 Eagles, 41 seconds left in the second quarter. Those are the first half highlights as Carson-Newman picks up a 37-27 opening round playoff victory over the Newberry Wolves. And Ken, we talked before the highlight reel about giving up some big plays, but your team still responds from 2 kickoff returns and a long 60-yard touchdown catch by the Wolves. Why was that possible?
Well, I think just the character and determination of our kids, of our players. And, you know, we talked all week about, you know, there's going to be some times in this game where there's going to be some punches, you know, there's going to be some shots, and we got to take the shots and keep fighting. And I think they bought into that a little bit. I told a couple of war stories, and, you know, and they, and I think that was on all our minds, you know. They had some big play people, and there's going to be some big plays, and so the question is not a matter of if, but when. When that happens, how are we going to respond to that? And so, you know, I think offensively we took care of the football, and that was key. We get, you know, most of the time we gave them a long field, you know, and that was critical. And you know, and except for the 2 kickoff returns, we functioned pretty good with the kicking game. Recovered a fumble on a punt, and So, you know, that part was, it was just, it was a team that took another step up, and that's what I liked about it.
You bring up the fumble recovery on the punt. The least likely man in my mind to force and recover a fumble, a potential All-American in Alex Taylor at long snapper and right tackle down the field and in the right place to make Corey Washington look the other way when the ball's coming down.
He made that happen, and Alex is a very, very talented football player. There's no question about it. And for a guy his size, he runs very well. And so, so thank you, Alex.
We'll take a look at the second half when we come back after this on the Ken Sparks Show. Back on the Ken Sparks Show as the Eagles advance to the second round of the NCAA playoffs with a 37-27 victory over the Newberry Wolves. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside the Eagles head man, Ken Sparks. Ken, a lot of positive things from the contest with Newberry, and let's touch on Brandon Baker for a moment. He is a yard away after a 100-plus yard performance from cracking 1,000 yards this season. If he does so against Lenoir-Rhyne in the second round of the playoffs, he'll be just the fourth running back in Carson-Newman history with back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons. What's he meant to your program and you?
Well, Brandon is, I think the most important thing, of course, he's a tough runner. Mm-hmm. He has a knack. He's a gifted runner. And, you know, he's got a little size. He's probably one of our best blockers, and to watch Brandon grow has been my most personal satisfying thing. Is to watch him grow as a man, and because there's been times when, you know, I spanked him and wanted to spank him some more, and but he has grown, and he responds to teaching, and Brandon's a whole lot more fun to be around than he was when he's a freshman and sophomore. And so anytime somebody grows like that, you have to take your hat off to him and say thank you.
He's the one that has the little 14-yard touchdown run around the left side to put you back up by a couple of scores late. Really followed blocks exceptionally well on that run, it seemed like.
Well, he's gifted. There's no question about it, Adam. And so glad he's on my side.
You look at that second half, and again,
we're going to change his name, by the way. He's going to come back for 4 more. I think we're going to call him B. Fizitoski.
How's that spelled now?
Forget that one. S-M-I-T-H.
You look at that second half, and again, Newberry with a long kickoff return, but after the return by Washington, you get pinned in the shadow of your own goalpost, have to punt it away. Newberry has decent field position at the 40, but your defense again rises to the occasion and doesn't let the Wolves into the end zone despite it's a short field. What enabled that?
Well, that was huge, and I think somebody told me after the ball game that they thought Coach Clowney called the best game of the year. No, the players executed things that were called the best of the year, and so and it's fun to watch defensive coaches, defensive players come closer to having confidence in each other, where they, you know, there's not much holdback on that bunch. They're going after it pretty good.
We take a look at the second half highlights as Carson-Newman pulls out a 37-27 victory over Newberry in the first round of the NCAA playoffs.
To the left, Baker to the right. Thomas takes the snap, fakes the pitch, spin move right. Thomas into the boundary. Thomas has first down yardage across the 40. Thomas twists down to the 35, brought down by Arnez Gray. What a fake by DeAndre Thomas. A little lingerie left on the field after that one.
You're getting your Bill Raftery on a little bit there, Cav. I like it, but also a really nice job, not only the ball fake, but then to be able to spin around, and a really nice job by DeAndre Thomas. He's showing no signs of that shin injury right now.
Gain of 18, first and 10 from the Newberry 35. Gain of 4, and the Eagles already on top of the ball. Second and goal from the 1. Thomas takes the snap. He'll sneak it forward. Thomas jumps into the end zone. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. 30-14, the Eagles have the lead as DeAndre Thomas with his third hat trick of the season. Eagles have it loaded to the left from the right hash. Thomas takes the snap, a trap, left side Baker. Baker into the boundary, has a blocker. 10, 5, touchdown, Carson-Newman. Brandon Baker with a horde of blockers around the left side, ducked the shoulder at the 5 and cut it to the left pylon for 6. 36-20. Carson-Newman's lead is back to 16 with 8:08 left in the fourth quarter. A 14-yard score for Brandon Baker, his first of the day, and he's over 100 yards rushing. Ray has an equally strong leg. Snaps back, rush comes. Ray has it tipped, just gets it out of there, and Washington drops the football. Washington dropped it at the 30, a pile for it. Alex Taylor gets it for Carson-Newman, and the Eagles have it. They might just be able to salt this game away now.
Those are the second half highlights as Carson-Newman pulls out a 37-27 victory over the Newberry Wolves. The Eagles earn a second-round spot against number 1 seed Lenore-Rhine. That's at noon in Hickory on November 30th. When we continue on the Ken Sparks Show, Michael Watrang shines the Eagles spotlight on Carson-Newman left guard Lucas Mathis. That's after this. Carson-Newman gets the victory over the Newberry Wolves, 37-27, in the opening round of the NCAA playoffs. Time now for our Eagles spotlight, and this week Michael Watrang shines it on Carson-Newman left guard Lucas Mathis.
Senior left guard Lucas Mathis has started 36 consecutive games for the Carson-Newman Eagles. His durability is just one of the reasons why Carson-Newman has made the playoffs each of the last 2 years. Defensive coordinator Mike Clowney coached him at Emerald High School in South Carolina, but it was the overall reputation of Carson-Newman that brought Mathis to Jefferson City.
I like the spiritual growth, honestly. I just kind of want to grow in that, first of all. And I always kind of like known about their football program, how good they are and succeeding and winning. And they're more so about changing people's lives more so than just, just actually winning games. But the fact that they won game was a benefit, and plus it was kind of far away from home, so I kind of wanted to get away.
Since joining the football program, offensive coordinator and O-line coach Mike Turner says that Mathis has been a person that exemplifies everything a Carson-Newman football player should be.
Lucas is a young man that's very serious about his education, and he's done an outstanding job in the classroom, and he's got great aspirations in the future of finding the right career for him, and that's the good thing about being around a young man like that. He's going to take care of it off the field duties. He's a guy that fits in well with the group. He's always those guys hang together well, and Lucas is a guy that fits in with anybody on the football team. He's a good friend to a lot of people on this football team.
Mathis earned a spot on the second-team All-South Atlantic Conference team for his consistent performance this season. You will never hear Mathis during practice, but his presence is always felt.
I'm more so just focused about getting the job done. I don't really like to say shout and scream and talk a lot. I just more so just kind of like to lead with my actions instead of like with my mouth.
Mathis's quiet leadership and positive influence on the offensive line has helped him make an impact on and off the field with the Eagles. Turner calls him one of the steadiest players he has coached in his 30 seasons in Mossy Creek.
I think it goes back to being like more of a student of the game. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it. Obviously, you've been doing it for 4 years. He's the one guy that's never been moved. He's been the left guard since he's been here. So he's grown into it. He's grown into it to know the little things about the game. He's one of those guys that can see the game before it ever happens, and that's what you want offensive linemen to get to. It's too late after the ball snaps. So I think that his knowledge of the game, his grit about him as a football player, I think that's what's made him successful.
The second-team All-SAC performer is mentally prepared for each week and has started more consecutive games than anyone not named Alex Taylor. Right guard Robbie Ignani called Mathis a great asset to the offensive line because of his knowledge of the system and the opponents.
He's really humble, and he prides himself on working hard. And just like the rest of us, there isn't a day that he doesn't come out and try his all or give all, and usually he's not even really hurt, so he's always at practice working hard. So you can always count on Lucas.
The 6'3", 296-pound man has spent time working a couple of different internships. Turner believes his dedication on the field will produce accomplishments in the professional world.
We had him with a sort of an internship this summer that he did, and he's looking, he's open right now. He's got several people that have talked to him. He's visited with different corporations and businesses, and he's going to be a successful young man.
Mathis said that he appreciates the people of Carson-Newman University, especially his coaches, for all the opportunities that he has been given. The Greenwood, South Carolina native will remember the community feel of the Jefferson City campus the most about his time as a student athlete. For the Ken Sparks Show, I'm Michael Wattrang.
Well, thank you very much, Michael Wattrang. And Ken, a kid who stays silent quite a bit, but Lucas Mathis, a big heart, a big body, and a kid, let's face it, he started 36 straight games for your Eagles.
Which is unheard of,
Yeah.
and especially an offensive line. And he has been a great blessing to this football team, not only as a player, but as a person. And it's been fun to watch him grow this past year. Last year he was elected to the player committee and was very, very uncomfortable with that. And this year he was elected and jumped all over it and ended up being a major, major contributor in our leadership function. And but I have a lot of, I can't wait to see what all, Lucas is going to have a very productive life, in my opinion, because he now has a vision about how to do that, I think, and he has the want to do it. And so I'm just, I love Lucas Mathis.
Now we turn our attentions to second round of the NCAA playoffs and another rematch. You face an LR team that walloped you just 3 weeks ago. What's it take to wash that taste out of your mouth and get ready for a Bears club that's very, very talented, especially defensively?
Well, they're a good football team in all phases. They're very, very well coached. Mike Houston does a great job, his staff over there, and you know, they do some things that's hard to defend. They do some things that's hard to attack. According to, you know, the vote for all conference, they dominated it, you know, and are the #1 seed, and so, you know, they certainly manhandled us the last time we played in some ways, and so we got a tremendous challenge on our hands, and but this time of year in the playoffs, you're going to play good teams. You know, there's 16 left, and there's probably not too many in that 16 that don't belong, and so, you know, we got to, I guess, go earn it and go get it done. So.
That's Carson-Newman Head football coach Ken Sparks. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. This has been the Ken Sparks Show. Thanks for watching.